Hey guys, I'm Alexander Jasper-Jay, and today we're going to be doing a bit of a story time, which is kind of unusual for my channel. If you've been following me for any amount of time and you don't like all these new changes, I'm sorry. I'm trying to make this channel better for you. If you want to see more of these types of videos, leave a comment down in the thing below my pants, I guess. If not, then let me know what kind of videos you do want to see, because I am taking suggestions. That's kind of what I do. Today I'm actually going to be telling you the story of how my ex-girlfriend's transphobic mother got me in trouble. This is definitely not the story that you would expect, so just putting that out there. Alright, so we're gonna call my ex-girlfriend Lucy because I'm not gonna be using her real name, and we're gonna call her ex-boyfriend Greg. Greg also happens to be trans, like yours truly. So that's established. There we go. Lucy had just had a birthday that passed. This is early 2016, and it's very early on in a relationship. This is the first time I'm gonna be meeting her mother. Her mother's coming over for dinner and dessert and just celebratory bullshit, and her grandma's tagging along too. And her grandma's not doing too well at this point, so she really feels like this is one of the last times she's gonna be able to see her. The way she talked about her grandmother, I really wanted to meet her, so I was really excited that I was gonna have that opportunity. It did not go as planned. So before Lucy's mother actually arrives, she's hours late, by the way. Lucy sits me down and is basically like, my mom's probably gonna pick a fight. If she does, I need you to stand up for me. And I'm thinking, no problem, sure, yeah, whatever. Because I'm very stubborn, headstrong, I'm used to getting in a bit of a scrap verbally. I don't throw punches. I was under the impression that if Lucy's mother picked a fight, it would have to do with something actually pertaining to Lucy and like who she is. But that was not the case. Lucy's mom finally arrives at the house, and at this point I'm like starving. I'm super hungry. I hadn't eaten anything because I wanted to be polite. They're visiting and I still don't want to be rude, so I'm not saying anything. I'm just sitting there really hungry, and then eventually they start cooking dinner. I can't remember if we actually ate. Like, I remember being hungry, I can't remember actually eating. Lucy and Greg started dating when Greg was still pre-transition, and because of that, Lucy's mom knew Greg pre-transition as well. Throughout the night, Lucy's mom is like slipping up on name and pronouns, and Lucy is jumping on that super fast to the point where I don't even have a chance to say anything. And all of a sudden it just starts escalating, and like to a point where I just don't understand how this happened. They were yelling so f***ing loud, it was scaring me. I thought somebody was gonna pick up a knife. Like, it was horrifying. So Greg left the room. Like, he didn't want Lucy picking this fight for him. He just left the room because he knew what he was getting into. I didn't. So I'm just standing there kind of bewildered, and Lucy is just yelling, her mom is yelling, her grandma starts yelling, everybody's f***ing yelling, and me and Lucy's cousin are just stood there like... At one point, Lucy's mom just says, like, I've known her for 3 years as a her. If she wanted me to know him as a him, he should have transitioned before he met me, or something along those lines. Like, it was really messed up. Like, people don't plan their coming out around what you want, but whatever. That's not the point of this video. At that point, like, everything Lucy's mom is saying also applies to me, but Lucy's mom did not know that I am also trans, so I'm just sat there like with my jaw dropped, like not knowing what to say. Like, it was a new relationship, I really wanted this meeting to go well, I really liked Lucy at the time. There's more stories there. It was not a fun time. Lucy winds up storming off and like going into her bedroom, and her mom and grandma leave. They live a good 6-hour drive away, and they just leave, and it's midnight, so they're not getting home until like 6 a.m. I don't know what they were thinking there, but yeah, they could have just gone to a hotel or whatever. In fact, Lucy offered to pay for a hotel, but they refused and just drove home. They were pissed because Greg is trans. I didn't say anything, and Lucy made me promise that I would stand up for her if anything had been said. So, I dropped the ball there, but also, like, I think that would be kind of understandable to anybody else. It was about trans issues. I was there. She didn't know I was trans. I didn't want to risk outing myself because I was fearful that this situation could get violent. That was where I was at. I go try to check up on Lucy in her bedroom, and she starts screaming at me because apparently I disappointed her to her core. So like an hour later, she emerges and like gets a call. It was a pocket dial from her mom and grandma, and they were still talking about the situation in the car. So she hangs up, waits a bit, calls them back, and then starts picking another fight with them over the phone. This time, she outs me as trans to her mother, who just proved herself to be transphobic. And I don't know what to do. I really liked this girl. I really wanted to like this girl. And at that moment, like, she outed me and I instantly just felt totally unsafe. But I still didn't say anything. And I really, really should have. A bit of time passes and we're all calming down a little bit. Lucy's still pissed at me. In fact, I found out months later she was still pissed at me. She never grasped why I couldn't say anything in that moment, like why I just froze up. She never understood, and you know what? Fine. Because a fight had broken out as intensely as it did, we all kind of forgot that at the time the fight broke out, there was baking in the oven. And Lucy's cousin had lit incense in the apartment, so at one point I'm sat there and I'm like, this incense smells really weird. And everybody just goes around in the circle, kind of agrees with me. The oh sh** look just appears on Lucy's cousin's face, and he rushes into the kitchen, goes to the oven, pulls out a burnt sugar pie, and I feel as if that was the perfect representation of the night. Such high expectations, follow through. Anyway, that was my first story time. Probably not fantastic, but I hope you enjoyed it. If you want another story time video, let me know down in the comments below. If not, let me know that too. Peace out, Scout people. I shall see you soon. Bye.
Oh, and I suppose you think that's funny, huh?